What's up, guys? Welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are coming at you with our predictions for Saturday of Week 2 and Stage 4. So we're going to hit some news and some maybe a little bit of a recap of what happened the last couple days since we last talked to you guys, or at least since we last recorded. Let's talk about hit on Seoul and Houston a little bit. Yeah. We're collapsing on top of ourselves here.
It's like a neutron star.
Yeah, pretty much. Falling into the black hole of the Overwatch League abyss.
Yeah.
Powered by Brigida. I'm sorry. I'm on this meta thing and people are getting on me. I refuse to accept... I know how good they are, and I know people did the counter thing with the Mercy meta. You know, we're going to use Mercy anyway, fuck you. You know what? You keep using Dive against Brigida comps and see what happens.
Right.
Maybe by next year... you'll figure out it doesn't work when you're sitting at home watching New York pile up another $1 million.
Exactly. Well, that's the biggest thing is like, okay, New York did that and they made it work. But it's like, at this point, if you don't realize that you have to have a Brigida on your team in some way, shape, or form, and at best, like the best situation you can have is where you have most, if not all of the players on your roster can play her.
Yeah. That way you can switch her situationally into what you need. And
that doesn't seem to be the issue for Houston, because they are playing her, and they're not going Dive. Their issues are, I couldn't even tell you.
I really don't know what their issue.
Anymore.
I mean, it's just they don't, like I said in the last, one of the last episodes we did, they just don't do enough.
Yeah.
They kind of get to the dance, but they don't fucking finish the job. In the back seat later, or anyway.
Well, if you're gonna, if you're gonna go with that analogy, like in the big group dance, they're great. Like they know all the moves. They're in sync with everybody else. But when it gets to like, hey, we gotta do duos,
a slow dance.
He's just stepping all over her feet.
Yes,
just
slow dance time. They can't handle that.
Like that is basically the Houston Outlaws.
Yeah.
Like. It's just like, how can you be so coordinated one way and then so uncoordinated another way?
Yeah, it's just...
when it's really the same thing.
They just, I don't know, they just can't piece everything together to finish off maps, finish off wins. Mm-hmm. You know, like against the Gladiators, they didn't look bad. They didn't win, which is kind of their problem.
Yep.
The last match, though, they did not look good at all.
No.
And San Francisco seems to have adapted pretty well to the whole new meta thing.
Yes, they have.
And if you look at the teams that are doing well in this, they've adapted. And they've invested time into playing this new meta.
Yes.
In scrims, in practice, because they have guys on, all over the place that can play her. So if you need to have one of your DPS guys play her, they play her. And then if you have to switch back to something else, DPS-wise or, support-wise, they're ready.
Right.
Other teams just decided not to, or not enough. Houston, I'm trying to figure out Houston's problem right now. Other than they can't finish the job, is just hard to do.
I think one thing that it kind of goes back to with Houston is I think their supports are just not quite strong enough.
Yeah.
I like Raucus a lot. He's a really good dude. He's just not able to get the job done. And then same with Bonnie. Like, they're just not doing enough to help their team. And then... by them not doing that, it's not giving enough help to the other players on their team that need help.
Exactly.
Where, it's showing off the weaknesses of their other players. Like, Jake and Linkser aren't able to really get in that groove that they were in stage 1. And, everyone's waiting for that moment to happen in this stage. And at this point, I really find it hard to believe that they're going to hit it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. And... to the point with their supports, it seems like they're, once again, they don't do enough.
Yes.
If you watch teams that are kind of rising up, look at Sleepy for San Francisco and Moth. They have been amazing, especially this week. They have been, Sleepy's turning into Jonak.
I mean, as much as we say, every component of a team is important, but... it's becoming more and more apparent that if you don't have strong support play, you are sunk from the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of that way when you play, but, I know what you mean. Like the over-the-top.
Yeah. Elite.
two of your best guys on your team have to be your support players. You can get by with an average tank here and there or an average DPS guy.
Like, if you don't have two really good supports, like if you have two good supports, you can have someone, either a DPS or a tank, that's not quite up to par.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have one good support or no good supports or like no like elite supports, then you're just done.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how San Francisco has changed with how much their roster has changed at this point. Now that they have Moth and Sleepy together, I mean, Sleepy's been there the whole time, but you sub Moth in, and all of a sudden, look how good this team is.
Yeah. And then you look at teams at the bottom. You look at Florida. Look at
Dallas.
Shanghai.
Look at
their biggest crippling thing on their team is their support play. Yeah, it's huge.
And that's why the rise of the Gladiators should not have been that surprising.
Yeah,
because from the beginning they had really strong support play. They just had really weak tank play, and then they added Fissure, and everything changed.
Yeah, they added an elite tank, not just an above average one. And even if you look at San Francisco, they added Moth to complement Sleepy, and then they brought in Super and the new guy. Bear with me, Choyobin.
Yeah. Chobani
Yogurt.
Greek Yogurt. We're just gonna call him Greek Yogurt.
Yeah.
He just had a hard time standing up.
Oh, yeah. So he's feeling like me today. Anyway, so yeah, let's. Now, do we want to talk about how garbage Soul is?
Oh my god, it's so frustrating. I don't understand. You just don't get this team. So much talent.
The whole thing climaxed last night in that Li Jiang Tower.
Yeah.
Match on the fucking the Garden. They had a 6v1 or at least a 6v3, and they decided to chase the two guys off the point.
Yep.
All of them. The fuck, man! I just don't get this team. And they were back to their quote unquote regular lineup with Miro on main tank. Which, all right, I'm gonna say I called them out and said, you need to play Miro on Reinhardt, maybe run Rouge Hong on Winston. But, they did dumb things against New York again.
Yeah.
Horizon Lunar Colony. New York and by the way, New York is the only team that's smart enough to run the meatball with fucking, with Moira, Brigitte, and tanks.
Yeah. I don't know why it took so long for a team to do it, but it looked so incredibly effective that I feel like from here on out, we're going to see it every week again. And it's just like...
But they still, come at him with dive.
Yep. Yeah, let's just keep running dive against that.
To the opposite point.
Go really well.
To the opposite point, though, Saviobi did wreck the fucking Brigitte a couple times, but he's Saviobi.
Yeah.
He's LeBron James. He's fucking Tom Brady. He's that caliber of a player. Right. If there's one guy in the league that could play Tracer against Brigitte in a pseudo dive comp, it's Saviobi.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're not going to win against that comp. And New York took that fucking point from them in both points in about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
They just absolutely steamrolled them. And the thing is they're having such problems, Soul, and it's going top to bottom now.
Yeah.
It's not just, Rouge Hong now is back on support, which is, he's off because he's been practicing tank. Mm-hmm. So he's off. Fleta is somewhere in the abyss of formerly good DPS players.
He's in the where Taimu has been most of this season up until like the last two games.
Yeah.
Right now, it kind of feels that way. I don't know if he's quite to that low of a level, but
yeah.
I mean, he's not the same player that he was coming into the state or just coming into this season.
Yeah.
He is not that player anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they're the old guard, man.
Yeah.
It's time for everybody to realize that they're not what we expected them to be, everybody, that is. B, they're never going to get back there. And C, next year, you're not going to see 3/4 of these guys on that team. I can fucking guarantee that.
Yeah.
Including the coaching staff.
Oh, if they bring back the same coaching staff, if they bring the same team back, same coaching staff, then they're completely fucked. But I mean, if they bring both of them, or like one or both of them back at all, it's just, They need wholesale changes. I mean, I could kind of see sticking with most of the same players, kind of bringing in a few different ones, maybe another main tank, some more complementary. Yeah, like you keep guys like Fleta and Wakid and stuff like that, but
and Rouge Hong.
But
I'd get rid of the rest of them though.
Yeah, I'd probably go with anybody else on the rest of them, and then but they drastically need new coaches.
Yeah.
Their coaching has been absolutely abysmal.
Yeah,
and it's killing them. And you could see it from the very start of the season that their coaching was going to be a problem. We just wanted to ignore it because, it's Lunatic High.
Yeah, it's Lunatic High. Oh, they're the Soul Dynasty. Ooh, they're scary.
Yeah.
Guess what? Not so scary.
No.
There's
one scary team in the league right now, and
there's one slightly almost scary team that's playing. Let's dive into the matches, shall we?
Yeah.
We'll hit on that now. So there's a team that's building up their scariness again.
Yes.
I'm feeling. That 3-2 win against San Francisco earlier in the week proved a point to me. Watch out for London again.
Yep.
They kind of got their stuff together. Birdring looked like Birdring. They have that set lineup, and like we said, they got rid of the other guys, and it kind of put them in that you're the man.
Now go out and fucking win.
Yeah, now go win. You're not going to get jerked out in the next map.
Yep.
You're gonna be in. And they beat a hot team.
Yeah.
And that was a hard match.
They almost lost it too.
Yeah.
But they came through clutch in that last match. So how do you think that they're going to do in this match where they're facing Seoul, who we just ripped in a new butthole?
But yeah.
So
obviously, you know who we're going with. We're both going London on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so in our sights, what do we got? I want to lean towards Prophet.
Yeah.
He's like my favorite player in the league right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I get that, but I still want to keep watching. I still want to keep watching Birdring because that is the one caveat I have with this team is
all things go through him.
It all go. Yeah, it really does. Him, and then also keep an eye on Badosin.
Yeah,
that's another guy who, when he's really, really just feeling it, man, he is terrifying to play against.
He's like one of the only guys in the top 5 that's not on the New York Excel stat wise. So keep that in mind. So
and then I guess wherever they decide to play Rouge Hong today.
Yeah, I would go with wherever Rouge Hong ends up today.
Yeah.
Okay, next match, New York 4-0. Yeah.
Yeah. Why did they keep doing this?
Well, you got to play the games. I guess.
I get it, but Jesus.
At
least it wasn't, hey, they're going to play Florida and Shanghai in the same week.
Yeah, which has
Dallas
happened
and
before.
Shanghai.
They had Seoul, which was supposed to be a reasonably close match, but nope.
Right.
Okay, in our sights for this, I want to watch CBOE play some more Brigida.
Yes.
I just like watching that dude play anything, really.
Right.
Just seeing watching Libero. Let's watch the New York DPS today and see how much they can wreck Shanghai.
Yeah.
Shanghai, I would just go with watch Grigori.
Yeah,
watch what she does.
Can finally bust out some good Zarya play.
And if you want to watch how not to play a support, watch Shanghai.
Yeah.
They'll blow a couple ults in this.
They'll blow some ults. They'll put themselves in horrible positions where they'll get instantly picked off by either Sabiobi or Libero, depending on who's playing Widowmaker.
Or Jonak.
Or hell, Meko could come out of nowhere and just shred her, like
Baby Diva style.
Right, like
I want a 4-kill from a Baby Diva in this match. Yeah. Let's look out for that. Just get demec'd on purpose, and then I've seen guys do that.
Oh yeah,
get demec'd and just go fucking ham with Baby Diva.
I've done it.
Yeah, I've done it too. Especially when for some reason when I get mad when I play Diva, I'm like, demec me, come on, motherfucker.
Yeah, demec me. Watch this shit.
Nerf this. Anyway. Last match of the day, we got Dallas and Philly. This has become an interesting match.
It really has. With the way that Dallas has played, with their new coach, who finally has, I want to say, pulled his head out of his ass, but he hasn't been there long enough.
Yeah, he hasn't been there long enough to have his head up his ass.
Right.
But you know what?
He's helping them pull their heads out of their asses, I guess.
Hey, and you know what? They're embracing the meta.
Yes. Yes, that is so key. And they probably have one of the better Brigida players in the league.
Yeah, Mickey's outstanding.
He has picked up that character seamlessly and has played Brigitte probably better than he ever played D.Va.
Yeah.
And that's not even anything against the way he played D.Va, because I mean he was a pretty decent D.Va at times, but
yeah.
I mean, with the way he's playing Brigitte, he's a fucking MVP.
Yeah, and it's making a lot of difference. And you know, see, the thing is Philadelphia's a smart team that's going to be playing. I think this is going to be a decent match.
Oh, for sure. I don't think Dallas is going to win it.
No,
but I do think that they're going to put up a fight, and this is going to be a really good opportunity for Philly to get some adversity and see how they respond to that.
Yeah, because, I mean, Dallas is still Dallas. They switch a lot, but they're switching smart now.
Yes.
And, you know, Taimu's been on, but Philadelphia, they're up in them and the Gladiators just flipped Seoul and New York out of the playoffs right now. So they're going to want to keep this rolling.
Well, also a big key for Dallas has been they're using the flexibility that their players have to their advantage. Finally, somebody figured out that, hey, we have all these players that can play all these different characters. Let's fucking do that.
The right way.
The right way. Yeah. Oh, Siegel's been playing a lot of D.Va. Okay, he's going to play D.Va when we can. And then after that, he's going to play Hanzo.
Yeah, or Genji, or whatever.
He's going to play the character. Like, they're not just like, oh, well, you're off tank, so that's only the characters that you're going to play.
Yeah, he played Pharah pretty well the other day, too. I mean, and then you got Taimu on Widowmaker. Gee, that's a shock. Right. Put a guy who's a fucking god on Widowmaker on Widowmaker. Yeah. That was hard.
And then occasionally letting him play McCree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rough decision to make, you know. I mean, that was tough.
Right? It's just...
Aim God fucking Widowmaker. Let's put him on Genji.
Yeah.
Let's put him on Winston. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So, in our sights, I think for Dallas, we're going to go back to Dallas first here. How about Seagull?
Yeah.
How about
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Seagull is the guy to watch just to see who he pulls out, and he seems to be having fun. And he seems to be playing well.
Yes.
And on whatever he's been playing. I mean, yeah, you have a fail here once in a while, but for Philadelphia, I'm
going to say EQO.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're on the same page with that. I was going to say EQO as well. See what he has up his sleeve for Dallas, because he's been playing a lot of different heroes too.
Actually, one guy that I'd also like to look at is really their main tank play in general. Yeah. Whether or not they play Fraggy, Sato. Whether they play who of those two plays, when, and then what they're playing, I think is a really big key thing for this team. And if whatever they do works, then I think that's just a sign of really excellent coaching.
Yeah, I do too.
And like, we cannot stress enough just how vital good coaching is in this league.
Yeah. It
is becoming more and more apparent as the weeks go on, as the stages go on, that coaching seems to be everything.
Yeah, except for with the only thing, I'm going to give the caveat with Houston.
Yeah,
because they have good coaching,
but they just don't have enough versatility on their roster.
Yeah, it's like they don't have.
I mean, coaching is massive, but I think coaching really becomes more imperative when you have the correct roster. I mean, so roster seems to be the most important. Then having a coach who can take advantage of that roster
correctly. Yes. Okay, so that's going to do it for Saturday, guys. So don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe. Thanks for all of your support, all the subscriptions, commenting down below, all that kind of good stuff. Don't forget to hit us up on social media. We'll be, hanging around on that today. We'll be on some tomorrow. We'll hit you in the beginning of the week with our reviews and stuff like that. And we will talk to you guys later.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later.
All right.